I really don't. Most people don't know that I actually performed in North Korea,
Right.
and and this was in the '90s.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that they say that they want to do with this is to they agree with something that I know I've heard Zach say several times, which is that music is the unifying force. It's the thing
Yes,
that can get us past
absolutely.
a lot of conflicts. It probably can even get us past Ukraine and Russia, Israel and Palestine, and a number of other things. So they're hoping that they can use music as a leverage to kind of like have some of these conversations take place and all along those lines. Because if you notice, that's at China, which is considered not one of our friends, and everything is one of the places they are hoping to take the music to, and definitely to some of the Middle East as well. So against it, they're hoping to use music as well as the arts in general to kind of broker some peace and have people think about ways to be unified.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So again, I'm wondering like how out of touch are they really?
Right.
This guy is because I know musicians been back and forth. I know one that lives there in China.
Mhm.
Again, this is nothing new for these nations, so I don't understand what it is that he's trying to accomplish because musicians have been traveling to these countries for the longest. I A singer friend of mine, she used to do Israel every year, and then again, Rolling Stones done been to all them places you talking about.
No,
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, music has always been that. So I want to know what else is part of that initiative, though.
yeah, and I
What
have
is
to do
that?
some more research in that, Kevin. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
I'm
know.
I'm curious of what it is that maybe it's a different level of maybe not the so-called big artists,
Right.
because to me, if that's what happens, then it really is not helping up and coming artists. Then if you're gonna put the same people
And
on the
they said there
platform,
was
you might
some.
as well keep doing what they're doing now. Because if you're working with the right promoter, you can your band can play in Saudi Arabia, all of these places. So
Yeah,
maybe they're trying to bring it as something new. I don't know.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see because, like you
Yeah,
said,
what is he
I think
talking
I
about?
mentioned this to Zach before, but a friend of mine and I actually produced her show as well. She
Hmm.
actually is co-owner of a club in Morocco, and she is actually
Hmm.
used to work with Gerald Levert. So definitely, Coco McMillan has
Right.
part owner of a club there that is in
Hmm. Right.
Morocco. So she's actually co-owner with her friend that lives there, and all in that space. So that is something that I know she brings the
Yeah,
artists
I used to
into
play
town.
clubs in Japan every year. So again, they're not foreign to anything. So I don't. I'm curious to look into that myself and go, what is it that he's talking about that's going to be different? That'll
Yeah.
be interesting.
I know I
Um,
just sent that information to our manager down here, Diego Mark. So thank you
uh,
for that. While we
No
was
problem.
yeah,
talking, because we have to move quick.
yeah.
But here's
Well,
something I wanted to ask both of you
uh-huh.
guys. When we look at the arts in general, and we look at the lack of grants in schools, the lack of artistic programs, after school programs. Boosie's doing it with Funk Not Fight.
Mm,
Tony Kim, we're doing it with the funk school with these kids that we teaching. We're all trying to do little bits and pieces. Kevin, you're doing it because a lot of the artists that you have that you up and coming, you're their mentor. Mark, when your parents had that radio station, right?
Hmm.
What did they decide that they were going to play the music? Was it because it was the South and they were into blues, or was it because the blues was the South and that's what they wanted to promote? I
No,
always
they
wanted
had
to
a
ask you
certain
that.
sound that they were very much interested in, and they didn't hear enough of that. Ironically, at that
mhm.
time, it was jazz to some degree, blues. Hip hop was just starting, so there was a hip hop show as well. There was even some funk music that was played on the station, but they were hearing a lot of the sounds that were not being played, so they wanted to create that station. And like I told you before, there is a legend that passed away many years ago, and they'll be honoring him here at the Hayti Center, Brother Youssef. And he was a legendary jazz performer, but he was also um, like a regular mainstay of my parents' radio station. So he would come
Mhm.
and do performances there on a regular basis because he had moved here, ironically, from, I want to say, the New York area, actually Baltimore area, now that I think about it, and everything. And had been living down here for a while, and it actually groomed a lot of the jazz legends that are now here. So he had groomed like Nina Freelon and a number of other people that are seen as being uh, major forces, not just here in North Carolina, but around the country and around the world. So he was definitely a pioneer, and that's kind of what they were doing, was trying to make sure that they was educating. And like I said, at the time that they were on the air. That was the beginning of hip hop. So they actually created one of the first hip hop shows here in this area. And some of those DJs have gone on to be DJs elsewhere, including having some success in New Orleans and North Carolina and a number of other places. So they were at the forefront. So I remember hearing like Sugar Hill Gang and a number of other folks before anybody knew who they were.
Nice. And
kudos to Mr. and Mrs. Lee for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's also part of the stream that you got to have. You can make the music, where you gonna play it?
Right.
It's very important. You know, of course, James Brown at the time he owned radio station for that very reason.
Yep.
So now I don't have to worry about anybody dictating what I'm gonna play because I own the station.
Right.
So that's very important because there's plenty of funk artists doing stuff, and like you said, the brother that has the station, you gotta have somewhere for people to be able to hear it.
Right.
You have to. That's all part of it.
Hey, and ironically,
that's why a lot of times, for those of you who don't know, Kevin is like my concierge. So when I was starting to really reboot 2.0 Nappy Head Funk Army, I used to talk to Kevin. I used to ask him, I said, well, I know P-Funk Radio. I said, but I got to write music, make music that can fit that. Because a lot of people was like, oh, why aren't you doing this and that? I said, listen, you don't understand. I'm trying to target P-Funk Radio specifically. I said, because that's where the bulk of that audience, that demographic is. And I said, once I establish a few in there, then I can do other stuff. But United We Stand is a perfect example of how I took what you and Jeff did. I had that in the back of my head, and then I mixed it with what we did here. And I was like, okay, this is going to be perfect. I listened to how it would fit in. And it's funny you say that you were overseas and they just wanted to hear you play your music, you know. And that's what I think we need to get back to over here. Just please, promoters, club owners, whoever, take a chance on something different. We will not let you down. I promise you, you will get a better show than you're ever going to get if you spend thousands and thousands and millions of dollars. Just spend thousands. You know what I'm saying?
And
Zach, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Zach, ironically, what you're saying is a very real struggle, and it's been going on for a while, and I'm sure that even Kevin can relate to it as well, because I definitely agree with him that y'all give a masterful performance, and it is a performance that everybody should see. I've seen it a number of times, both at festivals and at clubs and a number of other places. So if you've not seen a Nappy Head Funk Army show, then definitely go see one. But I do remember that when we did a show, and this was back in the 70s, that was going to feature some local artists that were there in our area of Warren County, but it was also going to feature Cameo and the Bar-Kays. And unfortunately, there is this mentality that people have that they don't always have faith and believe. So even though we had a successful radio station, there were a number of folks that did not show up because they were like, Cameo's not coming to Warren County. There's no way that they're coming to this town and everything. But we had paid the money just like any other promoter, and they were actually there, but they performed, unfortunately, in front of a small audience. But those of us that got to see the show got to see a great show with a number of artists. I know Cameo was there. I think the Bar-Kays were there and a couple of others as well. But there was people that were there thinking, there's no way they're coming to this small community, this small town and everything. And unfortunately, that was almost 50 years ago, but we still got that kind of mentality that people have now.
Right. And Zach, I would have to say, like, I don't know. I might have to say that India might be the one place that I haven't heard anybody going to that I know, other than somebody like the Stones or something. So I don't know how that goes. But I would have to say to you that much like Hendrix had to do, don't frown on going to Europe first to launch that. Because what you need to be is in a place that people appreciate what you do.
Right.
So, and I would have to say, as much time as I spent over there, Europe is definitely that spot. Germany, especially Germany.
Yeah.
That they would love to have you there. You know what I'm saying? That I know Mark's in the blues. There's a blues artist that I used to when I was working down in the Village in New York. Papa Chubby, you remember him?
Yep, I do.
Always overseas.
Yep.
Always overseas. So I mean, the jazz cats, they were making a living overseas. They wasn't making it here. All them bebop dudes,
Yeah.
if they wasn't living there, they was going there. That's where the bulk of their work was over there, you know. And this is since the wartime
Yep.
that was going on. So, Amsterdam, places like that, they're more open to the music. So, to have a band coming from the States that's playing funk, you know, I kind of think you need to look into those promoters there to bring you over. I know what's the name just went to the Netherlands. They there now.
Yeah.
I think 24/7 Spies. I think they're there right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
I
know
saw
how many
that.
places they do here.
Yeah.
Right.
And see. Yep.
I
was
mean,
gonna
but
say
the
you're
guy,
absolutely
but the
right
guy lives
because,
overseas.
It's just supposed to be appreciated.
Gotta go where you appreciate it. And
we got a couple of comments.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I see what's the name's right now. I love Germany. Yeah. So do I. And again,
Yeah, I was gonna say we got a couple of comments that I was gonna read.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
George says he loves Germany. And a shout out to Ron. How you doing, Ron? What's up, bro? Thank you for tuning in. For those of you just watching, we're hanging out in Funk from the Front Seat. We're sitting here kicking it with our guy, you know, Kevin Harrington, KHX Experiment, and his new apparel, his clothing line. I'm going to peep that again, so y'all can check this out. And go to his link tree at the bottom, which is linked up to everything that this brother does.
Yeah,
including,
to me, that's the
work on
best
some of
way
our
because
past
you can
projects.
find everything there. I think Linktree to me is still the best because once you go there, you see everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I think that's great. But I think that's the thing, Zach, is for the funk is to get into those spots over there first and come over. And at one time, that's the way a lot of artists had to do it. You know, Jimmy had to do it. He coming right out of Seattle, and people here didn't recognize the genius. Goes over there, and they couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Hey, Zach, and definitely even Kevin and everything. I was helping with a friend on a conference. It was actually a social work conference and everything, but they were talking about the power of talks and all along those lines. I was wondering, even though music is where we are at and music lane is very important, I was wondering, because Kevin, you do so much and you do so much cross promotion. Have you ever thought about doing a TEDx talk and everything along those lines? Because definitely there are people that are making money off of those, and apparently they're free to do, but you can make some revenue in terms of cross promotions. And I was wondering if you've ever considered that.
I'm not even familiar with that. What is that one?
Yeah, TEDx talks are like you give a talk on something that you have a passion about, and then they help you put it out there. And it's another form of marketing. You can actually look them
Wow.
up. There are a number of famous folks that have given them. Everybody from, like I think Oprah's even done some TEDx talks to people that are in different lanes. So there have been TEDx talks around music, around the epistemology of music, and all along those lines. So definitely could even be Zach could do one on funk music and all in that.
Yeah. Anything can help. I guess you also have to research the market of Zach. Here's another issue I think that's a problem is I guess you have to try to recruit, and that's probably easy to do with musicians, the younger mindset to listen to what we do. Again, overseas, they're more open to that than they are here. Not to say that there's not kids here that will do it, but over there, they be wanting to soak it up.
Yeah. Yep.
And you get set up to actually go and go into the schools because their thing is we want to see the originators. We want to talk to somebody, on that level doing it and seeing it done. So any promotion helps, but sometimes you have to be promoting on something that people are interested in what you're talking about though. And again, back to my original thing was, I think with the technology, people that's gotten older in our age, they tend not to want to do that. And I think that's a problem too. When soon you hear somebody talking about, oh man, I don't even know how to do this on my phone. That's an issue. That's an issue because you still can't find some record stores, but it's like, you're gonna have to buy your music like this, even if you're gonna order a CD. If I'm selling physical CDs, you got to know how to get online and order it.
Right.
So
It's true.
that doesn't hurt. That doesn't help.
Because Zach, what's that thing that everybody's always asking you for? It's like a digital download. That's what I was looking for. Because everybody's
Well,
always
no,
looking
but
for
I
those.
have that. See, that's what I did. I have it on the jacket. I have the square, right? You can take the picture, whatever that
You got the
little
QR
code
code.
thing.
The
Yeah,
QR
yeah,
code,
right.
Mhm.
But I tell older people that, right, our age, and they're like, I don't even know how to do that. And I was like,
Right.
yo, you use your phone. They're
Right.
like, they have no idea. You're right.
Right.
They have
You gotta
no
have
idea,
the app
bro.
for that. Right. You gotta have the app for that. Yeah. And so I thought about that. I'm like, wow. So people that really, again, the funk heads from our generation is like, if y'all not up on technology though, that's an issue. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Cause like I said,
We have some great comments,
George
George,
no
the
more.
Funk Convention. There is no more record. There are, but the young people
Yeah,
shop
but,
there now. It's nostalgic.
Right.
Yep. It's
But
nostalgic,
it's not,
man.
It's not where there was record stores in your neighborhood back in the day,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's
Yep.
a lot of that
See,
has to
and
do
I
with
think
it,
these
man.
young kids, and you guys can comment on this. I think they're missing something because the whole adventure of hearing a song for the first time on the radio, and then knowing you had to wait all week during school, but you could go take your 75 cents or whatever on Saturday after you finished your chores to go buy that 45, and then come home, call your friends up, you ride your bike. Hey, I got it. They all come over, you put it on, and you hear that, and then you listen. There was something about that.
So remember now, how we listen to music was before video games. That's how these kids play video games. How we used to listen to music.
Yeah.
Like you said, all their friends come over and everybody's in front of that screen playing games. To where before it was come over, I just bought the new such and such record or the what's the name album. Come over, You might be the only one in the neighborhood that got it at the time.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a bunch of people over. When you finish reading the album cover, let me read it. That was the thing.
Right.
Hey, Kevin, do you remember the Lunchbox record player? Because I remember that. It was the one that looked like a lunchbox, but it was actually the small record player that was in there as well and everything.
Yep. Close and play. I don't know if you remember they used to put records on the back of cereal boxes.
Totally. The yellow, the honeycombs, and the Archies.
Right,
the Archies.
Yep.
Jackson 5,
Yep.
ABC.
The Monkeys, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And
The
so
Monkeys.
again, right. So again, look at the marketing though. That still was all marketing to us.
Or the cars
the
that
Monkeys.
had the 8-track.
Huh?
They had one of the baddest opening themes. Here we come, walking down the street.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
The
We were so
Monkeys.
exposed to music in every possible way. Like the theme songs were some of the greatest recorded stuff. The theme songs. Like you remember to this day because they were great songs.
Yes. Yep. That's right.
Courtship of Eddie's Father. I used to love that song.
Yes.
You walk around the house singing that.
Yeah. Barry Manilow was writing a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
Quincy Jones and all of them, they was all writing that stuff, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great song, Courtship of Eddie's Father. That's so funny.
Yeah. Everything was so music influenced. And again, we were around when the first video games came out.
Yep.
I knew a couple of people had Atari. I believe Atari was like $500-$600 when it came out.
Yeah.
Just to see some blips going across the screen.
That's right. I was talking to a young lady the other day, and we was talking about baby boomers and Gen Z and Gen X and all this, right? And she's a millennial, and she brought up something that was very interesting. She said, I think she was like early 30s. She said her generation was the last generation before technology. Like she remembers not having video games and computers and all this other stuff, but then she was also part of the new world technology. And I was telling her about our generation. We're like post baby boomers, you and I, right? But we've lived through it all and still seen it, and are still here, being part of it. And I give you a lot of props for that, man, because it's not easy to navigate when we have all of this new stuff behind us, like the artwork behind the drop right here on the set, right? For instance, right? That technology, Diego and I did that with AI.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All we had to do was something that could take great artists to do. And George is making a flag on the funk for me, so I appreciate that, George.
Right.
But we had to get that out in a hurry. We just typed in what we wanted, and AI as far as dealing with the music.
Right. I didn't hear the question. You froze for a minute for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think about AI and its place in the music industry?
Well, I mean, nothing we could do about it. I look at it as that's technology. You remember when the drum machine came out, everybody thought that was it for us.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, drum machine. Everybody they ain't gonna hire drummers no more. It was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I said, but I tell you what I am gonna do. I'm gonna learn how to use it. Like you said, it's a tool.
Exactly.
There may be somebody go, I'm
Yep.
looking for a drum programmer. I don't want a real drummer. Fine, I could do that too. I mean, that's what it is. So AI is a tool. Of course, there's gonna be some people that just use it and because they don't want to think, but that's okay. But right now, I got software that does background vocals, all AI.
Yeah.
All AI. You got mastering now. The AI is cutting down on the time. Now I was like,
Yeah.
if you think that a mastering engineer is not going to use that, then you're crazy.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
it's basically like he said, if it could cut my time down, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's a tool. So there's software that when I play a vocal track, I put AI on it, it will add compression on its own.
Yes.
Right. It's it'll listen to the vocal track and go by that. In other words, that's a starting point. You might go, it's not enough for me. Oh, it's a little too much. But it's a starting point. So what does that do? That helps you cut down on the whole mixing time.
That's
when
right.
you got something like that assisting you, with that
Yep.
kind of thing. So I mean that's what AI is doing. It's like you said, it's a tool, and you should use it to assist you in what you're doing. And not necessarily going to take the place of, but okay, so as a writer, right? So you're at the house and you're writing, and you need some female background singers. Okay, I got to call such and such, see when she can come over and all that kind of stuff, right? Use the AI to get your track though, so you can hear what it sounds like. Am I saying that? And I was like, no, I want what's her name's voice. I want her voice, but I could use the AI to know how this is going to sound. If this arrangement even works, I ain't got to wait for the person to come. I can go, okay, I don't like that arrangement. I can keep changing it. Or if you're trying to send a tune to a person, you can't wait for, you know how scheduling is. You can't wait. Or you just don't have the money. I'm going to use AI, send that tune out to that person. Now they can do what they want. They just need to hear what the song sound like. They may go, oh yeah, I got my own background singers. Fine. I don't care. I needed you to hear what the song sound like.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, use AI for what it's used for.
I think that's you made some very. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying a lot of people panicking that's going to take the place of, but that's always happened. Technology has always knocked out some jobs. That's a given.
Yep.
It goes without saying. There's plenty of things that became obsolete because of technology. So you find something else.
That's right.
And there's going to be some people that it's going to knock out. We see it now. Like you said, I don't eat that poison at Mickey D's. So, but they have a fully automated McDonald's. Nothing but computers running the place. Now, if I ate McDonald's, I don't want to eat that because now if my fries is cold, I ain't got nobody that's going to give me any more. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody to talk to.
See, that's the issue I have. Well, you said something very important from a producer and being an engineer and mastering engineer. And we're hanging out
And
with
you,
Kevin Harris.
exactly, and you can't get no free food.
Right, that's right. That's right. There's no senior discount anymore.
Yo, that and your homeboy ain't working there, so ain't gonna be no extra burger in there.
Nope. Can't get that extra sweet tea. The refill gone.
Exactly.
You know, but you said something interesting from a working point of view of in the studio and recording about the time that it saves now. And that I think is overlooked when it comes to AI, because you know it just saves a lot of time, and it also gives you a different perspective. Like this artwork, I was thinking about it, but I wouldn't have been able to get that like within 20 minutes. I would have had to get it to George, and I'd be like, okay, George, this is what I want. And then he's going to, do it for me, right? Like this beautiful artwork back here is all Defunct Da Vinci and Curtis Wilcox, all stuff, and Pat Dioria. Love you, Miss Pat. So I'm kind of happy about it, but it freaked me out a little bit when I typed in write a funk song and it wrote a funk song. That freaked me out a little bit, because I was like, yeah, okay. I gotta reevaluate.
But you know what? This is where you make your stuff exclusive. This is where you go, okay, because AI is going to be generic.
Right.
AI is taken from a data source of music. So it's just taken from stuff that's in its database. So this is where you got to be different. And eventually it's going to grab your stuff too.
Yeah.
But that's all that it is. It's from a database. So again, if it wasn't the human element, it can't work. It generates nothing on its own. It's taking and putting together.
Right. That's right. I heard Dr. Grossi, the black guy, the astrophysics, he said the same thing.
Yeah,
he said,
it's like sampling.
It's a cap. Yeah, right. He said if you want to make real AI, you can't have a cap.
It's just like sampling. You can't sample nothing if somebody didn't go in the studio and make the music. They ain't put them sounds together.
That's right.
So sampling to me was always, they come up with great ideas. To me it's rearranging.
Yeah.
But you're not creating a natural. You didn't create the source. So therefore, if you don't have the source, there would be no sampling. It's got to be a source, and that means somebody had to go in the studio or play something live, put this together, and then you sample it and chopped it up the way you wanted to.
Yep, that's right.
Because two turntables can't play nothing if a record ain't on it.
That's right. Do you think we'll ever get back to the day where, I mean, we're in technology and we're talking a lot about technology right now in the music game or whatever, but just get back to the days of, okay, the Woodstock era. Because and you and I have been talking about this funk stock thing, and I saw somebody actually did a festival and they call it funk stock or something. So I saw they trying to do it, but the carefree days of when a band could just go be a band and play music and everybody digs it. I know we can do it overseas, but do you think this country will ever truly get back to that?
I'm going to say it's going to be pockets. I'm not going to say it's going to be the country. Now, and I think that with a lot of stuff, it's going to be pockets. Again, you're going to have to find people that's on the same wavelength, on the same frequency for that. It's not, to me, it's not going to be a countrywide thing. Well, I ain't going to say it's going to be countrywide, but again, it's going to be the coming together of funkheads to do that. People who want to see that, people who want that to happen. And for the most part, it's about financing. Point blank, it's about financing. So if you find a venture capital group that realize they can make some money, then they'll do it. They don't really care what the cause is. Their thing is, are we gonna make money from this? Or if you found some older investors that go, yeah, that's my stuff. That's what I like. You know what I'm saying? Boom. There you go. That's more of what you would want. Somebody who actually like, yeah, I love this. I didn't know anybody was trying to do this.
Yeah. That's the search right there for you funkheads out there. Don't you worry, because we're gonna continue to search and seek it out and keep making this music. Today was like, my God, we chopped it up for a minute, Mr. Kevin Harrington. I'm gonna show another one of your videos before we get out of here, but I'm also going to give you the last word on the big screen as well, because and then we would, you know, say our goodbyes to everybody. Yeah, man, like you drop so much knowledge and so much wisdom every time you do this show, and it's just a blessing, man, to even be able to see you face to face. You know, I just love
man.
your energy and your vibe.
I miss our talks, man. We far in between our talks.
Yeah, yes, you're right. and you know, I'll make more time, but I've just been so busy with this move.
Yeah,
you know?
I get it, man.
But I do miss talking.
I understand. You know,
I'm
trying to come.
to you, man.
I definitely want to try to come through there, man, this holiday season. I'm, you know.
Okay.
I want to make that happen. You know, because like I said,
we'll definitely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I remember you had mentioned that. You know, and your brother's here, right?
Mm-hmm. Brother, father.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Him and I stay in touch on Facebook. We be back and forth at it.
Yep. I just did him on my podcast. I haven't. It won't be out till Friday because you know my brother was on the drum line when he was in high school. And I missed all of that because he moved to North Carolina. My father moved back to North Carolina, so you know by that time I was 18 and out the house, and he had to go. So his whole time on the drum line, I missed all of it.
Oh man,
so, you know, it was a good conversation because he was writing parts for the bass drums. I was like, get out of here, you know, because he was just starting to play when he left.
Yeah.
Then he
could read music. You said if he was right.
And then he wanted to be an MC by the time he left New York. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know the drum thing was still alive. That's where his name Till comes from.
That's a good story. Yep. We'll talk about that. That's a good one, man. I'm gonna hit him up and chat him up and see what's up with that. You left the band to be out front. You forego the drums, the sacred.
Yeah, he wanted to be an MC, man. But you know, it was a great interview, man. I learned so much. Again, him to be my brother, and I didn't know all of that. So
right.
It was good.
Yo, that's dope, man. Yeah, let's check this out. Y'all hang out for a minute, man. We gonna watch another one of these. We're hanging out with my guy.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh man. man, George
Yeah.
Vinci, of course, you know, and your music and your artistry and your gift to this planet
George.
is truly amazing. And you know, I just love you to death, man. I'm gonna give you the full
Appreciate it,
play,
man.
man.
I got to shout out Roy Richardson Jr. on sax and his wife who actually shot the video, and my man Fernando over at New City Edits who edited that video, man. He does all of them. Edits everything for me. So yeah, just want to shout them out.
We gotta try to get him and his wife to come on so we can chat up, because you know I still got stuff that I gotta shoot, like 2 videos once I get the budget for United We Stand and Chronicon Barrier Flag on the Funk. So those things are in the works. Plus I'm gonna be doing my newest project with this brother. You know, Funketeers Get Lit. So y'all stay tuned for that. Oh yeah, that's a given. That's a given, man. I was supposed to go in last Sunday and start everything, but I'm just gonna be sending you bass and drums and let you pee on it, you know, and do what you do, man. But
looking forward to, man. Cause I want to send something too. I just want to stay in the zone that y'all in. So
yeah. And you naturally will just fall into it. I already know, because my mind has already planted that seeds in my head of like, okay, who's gonna just do what. You know, because my goal is to just try to get, you know, like Jeff has played on stuff, Al, I got him on stuff, and you know, Andy and John and all you guys, man, is just to continue to make music. We may not be playing live as much as we want together, but we can still continue to make music, and that goes for every person out there. Continue, do your best, whatever. You know,
you still got to make the music, because like I said, like your stuff always has a message to it.
Yeah,
you know, which is good. And like we spoke about earlier, I still say that's the key, that you always put in your lyrics about what's going on, you know, because a song will spread faster than anything.
Yeah,
definitely. People always listen to some music before they listen to some speeches.
Yeah, that's right. That's why. Did you ever see the Shock G interview where he talked about the different rappers' style? Where he said Tupac was more like Martin. Where he said, "Oh, wake up in the morning and get," you know, and he broke it down. Shock G was very intelligent. For y'all, go back and check this brother out. Classical pianist, all this stuff. Shock G was amazing, brother. I go back and listen to every single interview I can of him when he wasn't doing the Humpty thing, and he said. DMX was more like Malcolm X, like get up, you know. So he broke it down how all these rappers just like civil rights leaders.
This is why Chuck D was my favorite when it came to that, when it came to consciousness, because you couldn't do nothing but listen to him.
Yeah, he's a
no way you was ignoring him.
Yep.
You know, and I thought the music was perfect background for what he was doing. To the point it was almost chaotic.
Yes.
But he was on top of it, spitting all that knowledge, man. You know, that Welcome to the Terror Dome.
And see, Terminator X.
Yeah.
Mine too. I listen to that all the time. Fear of a Black Planet. You know, one of my favorite CDs. Yep. And Terminator X, for y'all that don't know, very underrated. Because he was mixing in so much stuff under there to make it sound chaotic and city-ish. It put you. And then Chuck preaching on top of it.
Right. And and again, to go back, we talking about, it still was grooving. That's the thing. With all of that going on, there still was that groove.
Yep.
Crazy. Just crazy. Like I said, it'd be so hyped. There's no way you couldn't listen to that. It's like, yo, what I gotta listen to what this brother's telling me. There's, you know, it's I love Public Enemy, man.
Me too. I and see that's why I was glad when they came back through recently. I didn't see them, but I was glad they went back out. You know, I think they were with Redman and maybe Method Man, right? They went with Method Man.
Yeah, I forgot what the tour is that they were on. They did this iHeart Radio thing, which I was very surprised.
They did because but you know what it was? See, I think it was certain states, because down here. They brought it through with LL Cool J.
Got you. Yeah, my brother actually went to that show.
He did it at the PNC Arena, But then, see, Chuck had his own tour, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Public Enemy, they did their own thing because I saw them by themselves. I was watching
and they used a live band because I knew the drummer Mike out of the Bronx. They used a live band because they it's interesting that a lot of people that listen to rock liked Public Enemy again because of that energy. Yeah, which is why you remember when they did the remake of Bring the Noise with Anthrax, I think.
Yes.
Right. Just for that reason, like the energy of their stuff. So when they used to be over in Europe, all you would see is young people there jumping around, but the rock heads, because they love their energy of Public Enemy, you know.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what? I know what it was. He went out with Rage Against the Machine. It was Rage Against the Machine.
Yep, that's what it was.
He was on stage with it. He was on stage with them. Yeah.
Because
they
love PE.
Oh God, yeah.
I like Rage Against the Machine too, though. I dug their stuff because of, what they talked about too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rage was ahead of their thought process. To me, the Chili Peppers was doing it, but Rage was the ones that was politically conscious in the gutter with it. You know, that's what, because both of those groups are paralleling. But when I heard what Rage was doing, I was like, man.
And then I also enjoyed the music too. You know what I'm saying? Like the hard hitting the music was.
Yeah. Perfect timing for it, you know. And see, that's the consciousness in the music that you and I was just talking about.
Right, exactly. Right. Yep. And that never needs to go away.
Nope.
Never needs to go away because there's enough distractions that it has to be that there. It has to be, because people always got to have an alternative to what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just have the one thing happening and everybody listening to that. It always has to be, where they can turn to, because everybody, as kids get older, their taste starts changing. Yeah. And they'll go, I got to listen to something with more substance now. As their mental starts to change, they're realizing like, I'm missing something. Like you said, they're missing something. And sometimes maturity will bring that.
Yeah.
And then they get turned on to like, wow, they've been out here a long time, but for the first time I listened to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not I heard them. No, I listened to them.
Yep. I remember thinking back in the day when the Isley Brothers first came out with Fight the Power.
Fight the Power.
Right? Yeah. And I remember my father, he always was listening to music in the living room, but he would just let me get into it. But every now and then, if he heard something he thought was dope, he'd poke his head in, like Larry Graham. When he heard that, he's like, what is that? So when I was playing that song and it got to the cursing part and it was on the record, but the radio had bleeped it out, my father had this interesting look on his face, like he knew things was changing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was no more of the Sam Cooke, like that old change gonna come. It was like, oh, these young people are putting it in this stuff. And he was with that. He was like, yo, I like that song, Fight the Powers That Be, because he listened to the words, and I'll never forget it. He was like, yeah, keep playing that. Right. And see, I think that's the whole purpose of today's show, to tie a knot on this, is keep doing what y'all are doing.
Right. Absolutely.
Keep being independent. Keep doing your own brand. I'm going to give you the last word, brother, and then we're going to get out of here. But before I do, I got to shout out P-Funk Radio, Boosie and Patty, of course, Brenda up in Ohio, I love you, HJ Entertainment, Kane and Jams, of course, Tony Cam and the Funk All-Stars. I'll see you New Year's Eve, Napier Funk Army. I'll see y'all next Saturday night over here at Kings and Raleigh. If you're down, come down. We're going to be pumping it up with Tumbao and Allure Dash. Oak City Music Collective, my management company down here, Diego, I love you. Afterglow 92416, Q&A Entertainment, Brooke Clatchett, my funk angel. It was so good to see you at the Funketeers Ball. Patricia Diori, Aquarius Rising Art, Curtis Wilcox, George DeFuncovinci, love you. Dr. Brookenstein, I know you're going to be around somewhere. Love you. Thank you for taking care of the website. DJ Cocolino, Italy. Elizabeth in Ireland. And Soul Sister Germany, thank you all for spinning my stuff. I appreciate you. David Webb, Funk Chronicles, I love you. YouTube tried to shut us down, but I'm going to still play your music on my show. They can't stop it. YouTube, man. Maybe I got permission from the brother, and they shut out one of my channels, just so y'all know. 9 on the Grind got shut down for a week. I got slapped just for
Wow.
playing music.
Wow.
And I have permission. I have
Censorship.
permission. Go figure, right? Well, y'all check this out before we get out of here, man. I want
Hey,
y'all
this
to
is
see
Jen
something
Van
else.
Putten, writer of Code and Prose. You are watching Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Roberson. Tune in every Saturday at noon for excellent and important conversation.
Hey.
Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you. Hold on.
Hey, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here with Holistic Restoration, inviting you to check out Zach Robinson with Funk in the Front Seat. He drops new episodes every Saturday at noon on the East Coast time, and replays are posted for whenever you miss a live stream. You can find him on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube, and get ready for the funk because he brings it every week along with hot topics, amazing guests, and great conversations. Again, that's Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Go check them out.
Hey fam, what's goody good? What's really good? My name is Jeff Roberson from the gospel group called Jeff Roberson and New Life. And I'm coming to you from the town that we had to name it twice. It's so nice. New York, New York. And I'm bringing you some news about my brother from another mother, Brother Zach, who's bringing you his hot new show called Funk from the Front Seat. Listen, he's bringing you funk from the vault, from the past, from the present, and into the future. He's got that music that makes the hair on the back of your neck rise up. He's bringing you funk all the way down to your toes. This is that funk that makes you really want to groove. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial as he brings you funk from the front seat. Listen, let's go!
Jeff.
That for you. I knew you would like that. See? That's the
man.
preacher. Yo, he promoting. Thank you, Jeff. I love you, bro. Appreciate it.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Yes. Yeah, I gotta do one, man. I know you're asking. I forgot all about it.
Yeah, that's okay. I know you're busy, bro. When you get it to me, please. I love it, man. Georgia Funk Events, you got the last local comment. Everybody that tuned in today on the chat line, appreciate you, man. Our music is our history, and you're absolutely right about that. That's why, brother, you keep making that art. Kevin and I go keep making that art. We want everybody keep doing your art, man.
Yes, yes, bro. Sir. George is one person that ain't got to worry about AI is George.
That's right. That's right. Right. Thank God we got him because he's doing the flag on the phone for me. So thank God. Thank you, George. Right. Love you, man. Yo, Kev, I'm gonna give you the last word, man, and then we're gonna get out.
All right. Hey, Zach, thanks for having me on, man. It was a great show. I just want to say for those of that's out there doing their thing, it's a grind. You got to keep doing it. And prayer helps, but you got to put the work in. So, keep doing your thing, stay positive, and it'll all work out. God bless.
Yo, brother, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for riding with us in the front seat today. It's always a pleasure, and you continue your great work, your spirituality, and your mere knowledge of what's happening around you in the world, and putting that good, peaceful vibe out is what the world needs. So y'all follow this brother on his link tree. It's at the bottom of the screen. Scroll down and check it out, and support the brother. Buy a shirt. Buy a scarf, buy a hat, because that's what we have to do. It's all about that. We get ready to get out of here. And for those of you that are going to tune in next week, I don't know who's going to. That's right. You see it.
Everybody, support indie artists.
Support them. Got to, because we're the ones that's left. There's nobody else left. So we're the last line of defense. Trust me. You know, you don't want us to break down. You gotta continue to do and make sure that you know, you support everybody out there that has manifested a thought and made it come true. And that's what God gives us. You know, man is a powerful creature. So God gives us that gift. So let's just use it for good. You know, the earth is such a beautiful place and can be, but just keep the creator in mind. Like Booth said, power to one. Put God first. Everything else will be good. Everything else will be good, man. Yep. All right, brother. Love you, man.
Hey, yo, man, what time is it? You know what time it is, man. 2 a.m.? Yeah, man. Man, you know what? It's 8:46, bro. Wow, that's deep. Yeah, you know what time that is. Yeah, man. Nappy head. Yo. Funk Army. What's up? Stand up. Get it live, y'all. Yo, drop that beat. You know what we gotta do. Yeah, man. We bringing this funk just for you. Repeat after me. Say, you don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, you don't, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. I'ma say that again for you. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Here we go, y'all. Yeah.